Hey there, Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking at a 2002 Toyota Aristo. This one here, the V300 with the 2JZ twin turbo engine. This 3-liter twin cam, twin turbo, 280 to 300-ish horsepower. In rear-wheel drive sedan, kind of 5 Series size. Close this up. Okay, these have become quite popular vehicles as people are scrounging for Supras and can't get them. People these days like 4 doors, and this is kind of like a 4-door Supra. Comes with an automatic transmission. Never was available with a manual, but if you want one with a manual, they come up fairly frequently. They just cost twice as much. Prices for these, I'd say, are pretty good. They're still good value. Prices have doubled in like the last 3 years, which is a bit sad, but they were too good of a value before. Quick look here, I think 390 is Timex watch style gauges, Indiglo. Okay, you may not have noticed, you may have noticed, the exhaust is a little bit loud. The auction sheet says there's aftermarket exhaust. It looks like a cool aftermarket exhaust on here. You peek your head under there, and your aftermarket exhaust is in fact no exhaust. The muffler has been deleted, and it is just a pipe there. Now it still has mufflers in the center there, like a resonator style muffler. It doesn't sound too loud, but I also didn't drive the car close to redline. Turbo cars are naturally going to be a lot quieter than a naturally aspirated car, and so I think it should be fine sound wise, but it might not pass like regulations where it's going to be registered. Now let's have a look at the auction inspection sheet here, and I'll quickly translate this from Japanese into English for you. It is a 2002 Aristo V300. This is a 10-year anniversary edition. I'm not sure what is different about it, except if you look inside here, you get different floor mats. Yeah, how cool is that? And 10th anniversary. Wow. Now there might be some other differences, I couldn't spot them. And if there are, they're not really worth paying attention to be honest. Okay, so auction grade 3.5, both interior and exterior grades are C. 156,951 is a little bit high kilometers, but it is an older car, and these are ultra reliable, and so you wouldn't have to worry too much about a higher mileage one compared to other cars, I think. Comes with warranty papers, owner's manual. The sales points here are purchased from user, black leather seats, front 2 seats are power seats, HKS adjustable suspension, HID auto lights, an aftermarket air filter. You may have seen that in the engine room. It also says HKS boost controller. Okay, and the roof has been wrapped. And also sunroof visor has been removed. Now lucky that this glue is on the wrapping, so if you wanted to take the wrapping off, that glue would all go away with it. Underneath might be faded paint though, because if you look at this rain gutter section here, it has some peeling paint and some pretty heavy cracks in the paint as well. Okay, going back to the sheet here, the report section says seat has a small rip and is worn. That's on the driver's seat. Steering wheel wear. Center caps are missing. I didn't even notice, but it is true. Okay, fender edges have been cut. It looks like it used to have giant wheels on it previously, because the fenders are highly rolled. In fact, it's damaged the front too, and I'll show you in a sec. Underside scratched and dented. Exterior small scratches. Aftermarket exhaust and wheels. The wheels are basically just winter tires. Just buy a cheap set of wheels and put your winter tires on it. Front liners need to be replaced. The front liner is the plastic that's inside here. I don't know. If you really want to, you can take it off. You can lower the car too. It's adjustable suspension. So if you needed it lower than this, you could. What else do we have? Winter tires on it. Windshield has a rock chip. There's a U2 on both front fenders, and then a P2 in the back. A couple of other things. You can have a quick look there. You can pause the video if you really wanted to see. And they call this the JZS161. Shares a chassis with the Toyota Crown, at least some of the Crowns. Crown Majesta is a Celsior, and this one here is just the regular Crown. And Crowns are your 1JZ cars. This one is the 2JZ. Crown, this gets complicated, I'm sorry. The Crown did come with a 2JZ, but never with the turbos, but it did come with a 1JZ with the turbos. So, have that. Okay, the Aristo I think keeps getting better and better looking. This is kind of like late 90s, early 2000s was Japanese cars at their best. You know, nowadays if you drive a Japanese car from the 70s, it's really noticeable how old it feels. If you drive a car from the 80s, it's like, well, I can see them starting to get on their game now, but this still feels really old. It's the 90s that makes the cars feel kind of modern. But then again, look at this. An AMG CLA 45 feels very different from a car like this. And in my opinion, I like the way that these cars feel. It makes me wonder if it has to do with what I'm used to, and if I'm just saying that the car that's not as good is the better car. I don't know. I don't want to be one of those guys that says everything was better the way that it used to be, when in reality it's not. Anyways, we got three rock chips here, one at each of my fingertips. We got another couple of rock chips down here. Headlights are fairly clear. These are a plastic light, and so they're prone to fading. And then it has a front lip and a flip on the front lip. So this section here is an aftermarket piece, and that wasn't low enough for them, so they put a flexible piece on here. And that is meant to give you the looks and the aero performance without scraping. It'll just bend out of the way. This lip wasn't painted very well, and then it has a scratch along there, and then this little piece of garnish has multiple cracks all throughout it. Now this part of the bumper is the original, and it's just the front lip that was aftermarket. Or maybe that lip is part of the 10th anniversary edition. It's funny, Aristo 10th anniversary was in 2002, so that's right, 1992 is the first year of those. And the Supra, this doesn't have the Supra engine, it's backwards. First came the Aristo, like 6 months before the Supra. Now we got some damage here, a few scratches here, a little bit of rub damage when the bumper touches the other the part of the lip. Go down here, everything is mostly good. We have a few dents. The dents are mild. Here's one. That's maybe the biggest dent. Okay. Yeah, I do like the side profile of these. I think they look good. Taillights are good. Rear spoiler is good. This is an aftermarket rear spoiler, not the original. And a roof spoiler, which for all intents and purposes is just for looks. They don't actually do anything good. Now let's have a look at this. Front fenders have been heavily rolled, including cracked paint. This is on both of them. This side is better than the other side. I'm not sure how well the camera is picking that up, but in real life it's fairly apparent. This side, they even had to repair with some body filler. If you have a chance to get a new fender, you might want to put that on here. Or, I mean, this could absolutely be repaired, but a new fender might be easier. I'm not sure how well you can hear that. There's a sound of my my pants on the pole. I wonder if it sounded like I was ripping pants. Yeah. Okay, another look at this. Okay, still has these. And K brake. You can see me. I don't know, it's hard. That's me. Okay, so the trunk. Can you open the trunk from back here? You can't. Tell you to get with the program. There is a button inside here. Nowadays, everyone just expects there to be like a switch on the back of the trunk to open. Okay, nice big trunk. It goes in pretty far. You could fit probably 4 golf bags, if not more. A little bit of damage to the liner in there. And underneath is good. Has a spare original tire in here. No signs of rust. It is a 2002. That makes this about the age where you'll start to see some rust on some of the cars. Whoa, that was weird. This is an illuminated plate housing. It lights up. Like here in Japan, you can get from the plate shop illuminated plates. That's what this one used to have. Oh, this is loose, but the function of the door doesn't change. It just feels weird. Okay, cool wood panel. It's not real wood, but it looks convincing and is quite nice. It does have real wood in the steering wheel. So the steering wheel goes up for you. When you take the key out, the seat does the same thing. Here's the driver's seat. There's the rip that you can see right in the center there. And the wear and the perforations. Okay. It has power lumbar support through an air bladder. And all of the functions on the seat are functional. There's also rips in the piping here. You can see a number of them. Okay, aftermarket pedals. 10th anniversary of the Aristo. Aristo is kind of like a four-door version of the Soarer. The Soarer is like a classy version of the Supra with two doors. Aristo is kind of like a four-door Supra. So in a way, this is kind of like a Soarer. It has a silly touch screen here that's very outdated. The refresh rate and the response rate is fairly low. Also, these screens tend to go bad over time. Now, this one hasn't. Oh, 10th anniversary. I'll just show you what that looks like. It is a little bit annoying having everything done through an old school style screen like that. It's a touch screen. I guess in like a Super Nintendo kind of way, it's cool. I guess 2002 would have been Nintendo 64 or maybe GameCube. It's still Super Nintendo looking though. I don't know, when did the GameCube come out? Tires. Oh wow, I didn't even know that this had this. This is really cool. The last time the oil filter was changed. And then you can enter in here the time that it was done so that you have it stored in your computer. Brake oil, ATF, battery, wiper, mileage services, brake pads. That's cool. You can even set your own, I think. Polymer, air filter, air purifier filter. Cool. I want to play with that more. It's sort of like an older version of the, what is it? The GTRs have something that's similar to this, but it's a little bit more advanced looking. When did this car, the Aristo, come out? This generation was 1996. The GTR 34 was 1999. Only 3 years after. Okay, rear seats, about what you can expect. They're black, they're 5 Series size. You have your own vents back here, which is cool, but you don't have controls over the vents back there. Sitting in here, you get a little bit of a cutout in the headliner to give you more headroom. Definitely doable by adults in here. And when I say doable, I mean you can ride the car. Nothing, I didn't mean anything other than that. Okay, we are done the report on this one. Just as the sun is getting low in the sky. Next, I'm loading cars on the loader. All by myself, because I'm a big boy. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much, and have a nice day.